everybody, how are you all, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have another video on Black Ops 3 Zombies. Recently we've been looking back to World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. You guys have really seemed to enjoy looking back into the history of the zombies, so thank you all so much for the support on my other videos. But today I decided, you know what, it's time to come back to Black Ops 3 and take a look into the future of our zombies storyline. Now, since the PC version of Zetsuba no Shima has released, I've spent up to 4 hours going in the game and taking a look at every single character quote for Zetsuba no Shima, and I found some very interesting things for you guys that I will be bringing out in videos over the next few days. Now today, I'm going to be talking about Nikolai in DLC 3 and Stalingrad. It looks like Nikolai is going to be the hardest out of the other characters to kill. Nikolai isn't going to give up without a fight. A quick reminder, if you do enjoy the video, a like rating would mean an awful lot to me whenever you feel like it, but anyway, here we go. So far we have killed 3 of our original characters. Takeo, Dempsey and Richtofen, including the Shadow Man, are all trapped inside of our summoning key. We know in order for Richtofen's plan to be successful, each and every one of our original characters need to be killed. If we leave just one singular character living of our original selves in any other universe, then this whole plan that we are trying to stop when Richtofen originally blew up the moon in the first place can still take place. So every single one of our original characters needs to be killed. And so far, Richtofen, Dempsey and Takeo have been eliminated, and finally in DLC 3 we need to kill our last character, which will be Nikolai. Now we have a couple of hints towards DLC 3 already. We know from Richtofen's note that his final location on here is Stalingrad, and putting the pieces together we can guess that we are going to Stalingrad to kill Nikolai's 01 version. But taking out Nikolai might not be as easy as we think. Take a listen to this quote by Richtofen in Zetsuba no Shima.
Maxis, Samantha, Eddie, they are safe. Dempsey too. Maybe Takeo. Oh, Nikolai. Why must you fight it?
So Richtofen says Maxis, Samantha, Eddie, the children in the house are safe. Dempsey and maybe Takeo too, because obviously when he said this quote they have yet to kill Takeo, but they are at the island preparing to kill him. So all of those other characters are safe. We have the souls that are trapped inside of the summoning key, but he says at the end, "Oh Nikolai, why must you fight it?" Now we know from quotes that Nikolai has said within Zetsuba no Shima that he still isn't on board with Richtofen's plan. He still doesn't trust Richtofen, whilst the other 2 characters, Takeo and Dempsey, I guess no longer really care. Dempsey is, from what we can tell, depressed. He doesn't really care. He's killed his 01 version. He knows what it feels like, so he feels sorry for Takeo having to do it in Zetsuba no Shima. And once Takeo finally finds out the truth that the Emperor betrayed him, he easily once again kills his 01 version and isn't questioning Richtofen's plans, whereas Nikolai, since the beginning, since in the Giant, doesn't trust Richtofen. He believes he is keeping a secret from our original characters. Nikolai says he still sees darkness in Richtofen's eyes, although Richtofen says he is trying to do good, he is trying to fix the universe. Nikolai still sees a darkness in Richtofen's eyes. He says the others believe in your madness, Richtofen, but I have yet to see proof that you are not leading us down a dark path. So you can clearly see, still after Richtofen has done all this, after he's led them over halfway through his plan to fixing the universe, nothing seems to have gone bad or wrong so far. Nikolai still doesn't seem to trust him. But the interesting thing is what Richtofen said at the end. All of the other characters seem to be on board. Richtofen says all of the other characters are safe. The children, Maxis, Dempsey and Takeo. But he says, Nikolai, why must you fight it? But what exactly is Nikolai fighting? And Nikolai says to us multiple times in Zetsuba no Shima, I will not give up without a fight. This I know deep down in my heart.
I would never give up without fight. This I know deep in my heart.
I think it's going to be a lot more difficult, and Richtofen knows it's going to be a lot harder than the other characters to convince Nikolai to kill his 01 version when it comes to it in Stalingrad. He says, Nikolai, why must you fight it? Possibly meaning, why is he being more difficult than the other characters? Why won't he go along with Richtofen's plan? Why doesn't he still trust him? Richtofen says the other characters are safe, and we know they are because Takeo and Dempsey, their souls are safe inside of the summoning key. Their original characters are no longer going to do damage, but Nikolai could. Nikolai's 01 version is still alive. He isn't safe, and Richtofen says that Nikolai is fighting this. It seems like it's going to be a lot harder to get Nikolai's soul inside of the summoning key than it was with the other characters.
I am still unsure of the German's motives. For all his talk of making things right, there is still madness in his eyes. So, here we are again, out to extinguish another flame that you say stands between us and peace. The others seem to believe in your madness, Richtofen. I have yet to see proof that you are not leading us down a dark path. No, do not question me any further, Takio. My thoughts and my past are mine, and mine alone. I will fight until there are no more battles to be won. When all this madness ends, I will still be the man I always was. A loyal servant of Mother Russia.
Nikolai was formerly a sergeant in the Red Army, but he only worked his way up there by killing the next man in line. He was at one time at the top. Now we know Nikolai's had many wives, but his aspirations all came crashing down after his 5th wife mysteriously died while cleaning his axe with her neck. Nikolai killed his 5th wife for sleeping with a highly ranked party official on the side. After this, the rumours quickly spread and Nikolai became infamous, and it was not long before Stalin himself had heard about Nikolai. More importantly, Nikolai was now feared, and as soon as the war started, he was dropped on the front lines and forgotten about, which is where the downward spiral of Nikolai's life started. He had self-pity, he started to drink himself away with, as we know, vodka, but this is where he learned to survive and endure even in the darkest times. But still, after all of this, his loyalty to the motherland, to Russia, remained strong, which saw him overcome his demons, overcome his personal trials that few have ever truly understood. You could see even after everything that's happened to Nikolai involving his own country, involving Mother Russia, he is still very loyal. He is still the stubborn character, and it's going to be very hard for Richthofen to get him to kill his 01 version. But we know in DLC 3 we are going to Stalingrad and somehow, hopefully, kill Nikolai's 01 version, so then that the events that happened on Moon can no longer take place because Nikolai will also be safe. All of the 01 characters are dead. Those characters that assisted towards Richthofen blowing up the moon no longer live, so that event can no longer happen. Now, it's said that the original version of Nikolai is actually being held as a prisoner of war, and that's possibly where we could find him in Stalingrad. He's being held as a prisoner of war. We know his origin self was more concerned about Samantha and saving the children, but as he gets more and more exposed to Element 115, I mean in DLC 3, who knows, his old selfish character could come back and could be another reason as to why it's going to be very difficult to get Nikolai to accept that he does have to kill himself. But maybe he will if he's being held as a prisoner of war. It's going to be very interesting to see what's taking place in DLC 3, where we may also be meeting Gersh. Maybe we have to resurrect him or meet up with him in some way. As we know, he's at his home of Stalingrad by the river. We also know the city is on fire because the dragons have hatched out of the eggs from Zetsuba no Shima and have been taken to Stalingrad to fight against the Russians as they are being used as German war machines to win the war. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you could drop a like rating, that'd be very much appreciated. If not, thank you guys for watching anyway. Hit that subscribe button for more videos on my channel and I will see you all in another zombies video very soon. Thank you and goodbye.